Hi, welcome to Sekiro. We're going to the Hirata Estate. If you want to jump ahead to the actual estate itself, click show more in the description for that and timecodes to other bits and pieces and important events. If you don't know how to get there, head to Ashina outskirts and you'll talk to this dude here on the road. Again, click the eye on the top right for a video for the full view of that. And then this lady in her house is that dude's mother. Doesn't matter what you say to her, she will eventually give you a bell charm. Da-da-da-da, young something's the bell charm. Anyway, take that to the sculptor's idol, use it to pray, and you'll get teleported here. Don't forget to unlock the first idol, which is Dragonspring Estate, or something like that, or Dragonspring Idol. There's a little treasure right behind you, always turn around. Some pellets. Pellets are massively undervalued. They're great for healing between combat. But we're going to have our first jump here, so jump off the side and grab onto these trees. There, because if you fall, you'll die. Same again. And then jump over here, grab this treasure, and there's a dude to talk to as well. This is a Fistful of Ash, which may come in useful. You can get a little bit of information about him, about what's going on. Now, down here there's a chap with a fire torch. This is a new enemy type, and the fire will set you on fire if it hits you enough times. A blue bar will appear when it hits you, whether or not you block. There we go, and when that fills up, you'll get set on fire, so avoid filling it up. You can take Dousing Powder, which you'll find around, which can help mitigate that damage a little bit. There's some Dousing Powder there. It won't cure burn, but it will cut the bar to 0. Anyway, with that, jump over here to this rock, and we're going to grab our first Treasure Carp scale. Now, there's 4 fish swimming in this pond. When you're swimming, you can just tap the dodge button and you'll shoot forward a little bit. Just swim around and hit the target button. You'll see these fish. If they see you and go red, they'll swim away pretty quickly, so you want to thrust attack them. Hold the attack button and you'll do a thrust attack when you get close. Swim, swim, thrust is generally the plan. If you can sneak up behind them, don't thrust them, don't rush or swim until you absolutely have to. There's another thrust. 3 of them are pretty easy to get. If they do get away from you, like this is the one that goes really low and you can only get in one specific place until much later in the game. You can come back and it's very easy. But here, see, they swim away and they'll disappear, but they'll respawn pretty quickly. That one's sometimes a little deep, but generally pretty easy to get. There's a treasure there, so grab that. It's a light coin purse, and another treasure over there. Swim over towards that, but be aware that there's a dog and a dude with him, so just be using the target button as you approach. That's why the camera's snapping oddly. But there is the dog, shuriken that. Goink! The dude will come over to investigate, but it's just one guy. He doesn't have a torch. He's pretty straightforward, so block the first attack and the second if you need to. And don't block the third and fourth. Why not take some damage? And then one attack will finish him off. Come on. Now that was a thrust attack. You can perfect deflect it, or you can Makiri counter it, but we haven't bought Makiri counter yet. That's what you want to use all the points that you gain in this area to save up for. Grab this balloon, and then we're going to go back and see if these fish have respawned. The only reason you want to get all 5 immediately, this is the one that goes really deep and is hard to get, so ignore him for the time being. The other one should respawn. That's the guard dude. The other one's around here somewhere. There we go. So yeah, just thrust towards him. You can see he doesn't swim nearly as deep, so he's much easier to get. But this guy, this final guy, he's kind of spawns. There's the pot guy that we're going to talk to in a minute to cash these Treasure Carp scales in. If you head up here, he sort of pops up down by those reeds at the bottom that I was just looking at. Then he'll swim up around here, really slow. This is sped up to ×4. And again, you don't need to get this yet. There's one more carp scale coming up pretty soon, but that's the last one for a long time. But yeah, if you get bored trying to get this one, when he goes past the pot man there, swim out towards him and then go, see he's really near the surface now, go for the thrust and you should catch him. But that should give you 5 Treasure Carp scales. As I said, there's one more past the next idol that you can grab and come back. This withered red gourd is pretty neat. It's unlimited Dousing Powder, essentially 5 that refresh every time you go to an idol. But I'm going to get the floating passage text. This is a combat art, and if you haven't bought Whirlwind Slash, it'll be your first combat art so far. So equip it to the combat arts there on the right, and holding the block button and the attack button at the same time will do a little attack. This I really like, because if you push it once it does that, but if you keep tapping the attack button it'll add 2 more attacks on the back end. The first 2 don't do a lot of damage, but the final sweep there can really hurt people. The problem is generally they're blocking by the time you do it, so it doesn't have a great lot of utility, but it looks pretty cool. It doesn't do as much damage as regular attacks though, but it does chip through block. Anyway, there's 2 dogs here. They're slightly in the way of some terrain, so if you're having trouble shurikening stuff from a range, the easiest way is to get up high. Doink and doink. Oh no, sorry, 3 dogs. then there's the, I can drop down for this last one, or you can block them if you're running low on spirit emblems, and then there's just a guy waving a torch. If they're waving the torch like that, it means that they're not blocking, they're trying to get attention, so you could often run over and stab them. Another guy down here. You can manage to get a backstab on him, and then if you time it right, you can get a backstab on this guy too. And of course, that first guy that I attacked, you can wait for the backstab, but for these guys, 1, 2, 3 hits and they'll always go down. That's why I just waited for him to turn around. We've been down there, that's the first guy we killed. So let's head up into the estate proper. There's our idol. Da, da. Grab the ceramic shard, that's going to be useful here. You can see that guy if you throw, I haven't got them active. So I think I end up just throwing a shuriken at him to pull him in. Then come back around the corner. There's some archers up ahead that you want to be wary of. So if you do fight these guys, just make sure you're out of line of sight. And you'll see these sword guys, not sword guys, the fire guys can rapidly get out of hand. Just because their attacks are very differently timed to the previous guys you've seen before. They can do a combo of up to 5 that comes in quite quickly, and if it sets you on fire, if every shot hits, and it will set you on fire if every shot hits. So just be a little bit careful with it. You only need to get 3 hits in, but it can sometimes be challenging to find an opening, especially when you're on the defense with it. You can dodge those thrusts too, but there is the death blow. Huzzah. Nothing else to get around here, so we may as well pause at the idol, rest up, reset the zone. There we are. The next video in the series will take us from here up to the next 2 idols, the main hall and the bamboo thicket, where we'll find our next Treasure Carp scale. And on the left is the previous area, which is the gate path in Ashina outskirts. That's it for now. I'll see you in the next video. Lots of love. Bye.